A small group of Surry County individuals who work with various types of human needs once came together to discuss what they're witnessing in Surry County and in their clients' lives. Conversation happened around this, and a lot of it had to do with substance use and long-lasting impacts these have on youth in our community at large. We had a great deal of research from Surry County Office of Substance Abuse Recovery, and we had partners with Surry Health and Nutrition Center as well as Surry Friends of Youth. And we got together and realized that family damages and generational patterns that we have observed in our community are oftentimes from adverse childhood experiences. Soon after we decided and met and talked about this, our leadership at SCOSAR, which is the Substance Abuse Office, was invited by a team of UNC Chapel Hill researchers to apply for it was a pilot program, and they had looked at the data across the state and said that Surry County was ranking in the top 8 counties in the state for the risk factors that were the highest for adverse childhood experiences. And basically, these risk factors were judged on the same measurables as we judge to decide if we have a high substance use population. Things such as criminal charges, foster care numbers, property crimes, and the list goes on, but those types of things. So not only were those things telling us that we had a high substance use problem, they were also telling us that we had a high risk for adverse childhood experiences. So this workshop and pilot program was called SYNC, which is Strengthening Systems for North Carolina Children. And we got together and we had about 25 community members come together and discuss for a 2-day workshop at the Service Center in Dobson and discuss very, very deeply what was causing these substance use problems in our community. And we developed a causal loop diagram. And with that, we had systems in it such as the justice system, families, the schools, treatment providers, medical, and individuals, and kids. So with that being said, we worked really hard. This project lasted about a year long, but then they also did work after the fact on some of our technical information, like our causal loop diagrams. So after that, we had a lot of the picture drawn of what we had, but we wanted to go a little further and start actually doing something to make a difference. So we had another opportunity arise, which was the second part of SYNC, which is the Strengthening Systems for North Carolina Children. It was a second workshop offered by UNC Chapel Hill, Injury Free North Carolina. That's the name of it. And it was called the Collaborative Learning Institute, or CLI. And what they were going to do is they were going to teach us, now that you see what the problems are in your community, let's figure out how to address them. Let's make some action steps that you can start working on in your community to address these. So we had three teams. We had a 3-member team. We had Austin Love from the Surry Health and Nutrition Center. We had Tammy Michael from Surry Friends of Youth, and myself. And with that, we went to spend some more time with the researchers. This time we went to Chapel Hill. And we brainstormed, we prioritized, and we planned. And what we ended up coming up with is, and a place to start for us, was 2 risk factors: social isolation and the lack of nonviolent social problem-solving skills. We paired this and countered this with the protective factor that was also brought to light of increased positive childhood experiences. because we know that positive childhood experiences are the only thing that can counter and mitigate adverse childhood experiences. So we've said before with this on this same platform that just because you have adverse childhood experiences does not mean you're doomed, that your life is going to fail, that you have any, major problems. But we know that we have to instill more positive experiences for these kids in order to get them over that hump. We formed a group called PaCES, Positive Childhood Experiences, on February 23rd, 2024.
So PaCES was formed out of the Collaborative Learning Institute, like Charlotte had talked about. And CLI is a curriculum that is taught by Injury Free NC. Injury Free NC is this collaborative partnership between UNC Chapel Hill and the Department of Health and Human Services in North Carolina. And what it does is it seeks to teach us actionable steps towards achieving systemic problems that we see in the community. And so part of that workshop is we took a scale of feasibility and significance of some of the different proven, shared, and risk and protective factors that we saw in the community, and we kind of rated them in this quadrant. What we did is we found just a handful of things, two to be specific, that were things we both thought we could change and things that were very important to our agencies, to our community, to our missions. And we found that social isolation ranked really high among those, and so did the lack of nonviolent social problem-solving skills. And so we took those two pieces and we really sat down, brainstormed, think tanked, however you want to say it, and really ran with these ideas and came up with the idea that, we have a lot of programs and people dealing with adverse childhood experiences already, but there's nobody really making sure that there's somebody making sure there's the opposite, that, okay, even if we negate all of this adversity, we still need to make sure there's positivity, that there's something worth living for, especially for our children. And so we developed PaCES, which is literally just a slash to the A, PCE, positive childhood experiences. And so what we worked through in our through our workshop was, how exactly do we want to do that? How are we going to actually engage community partners to do this with us? And so a whole lot of CLI was spent doing that. But really, we have progressed so far beyond just that workshop. This is truly an initiative with energy and with sustainability, and it is something really worthwhile having.
Our group PaCES is about transformative magic, and what we hope to accomplish in the end is grand change throughout our community. We hope to bring back all the wonderful strengths that exist in Surry County. We hope to bring back neighborhoods where kids belong, where they feel welcomed, where they can develop positive identities. By making sure that there are experiences waiting for them out there in that community that are positive and that help them to mitigate any of the adversities that they're experiencing within their families and within their lives. Because we all, almost all of us, have adverse childhood experiences to some extent, and that doesn't have to make us who we are. But the things that do make us who we are knowing that we belong to a community that cares, knowing that there are people out there in the community who are not just about them, they're not isolated, they're not siloed, but that we are all together in this thing called life. And that is the magic and the beauty that exists in Surry County, and that's what we want to capitalize on here. So what we are trying to do as a group is to gather community partners, whether those are faith-based organizations, whether those are community anchors, agencies, volunteer organizations, nonprofits, even businesses. But to get people involved in wanting to volunteer their time or their facilities or their resources in helping us make sure that events we host for the kids or events that they host for the kids are available for the local kids. So if you live way out in Low Gap, we want you to have somewhere you can go to where you are safe, you are welcomed, you belong. And if you live in Mount Airy or if you live in Elkin, no matter where you live, we want to encourage the people, the responsible adults that are right around you, to be involved in the lives of the kids who literally make up our future. That is the scope and the vision and the mission of this group called PaCES. Our mission statement reads, direct community changes by assuring the presence of positive childhood experiences. And that's what we're trying to do here.
Now let me discuss plan development plus our pillars. We really want to have a lot of positive outcomes for our initiative, especially as narrow as focus as PaCES is. We want the kids that we're trying to affect to see and feel a measurable difference in their lives. So we have chosen 4 pillars. The first one is community ownership. And that's where our long-term goal of PaCES is for local communities to connect and take ownership of creation of healthy environments, so that opportunities will eventually be generated by communities themselves. It's a Saturday morning and you have a mother standing over the sink cooking breakfast, and she has the day off today and her kids at home, and she thinks, what can I do to make my child have some positive childhood experiences today? So that's how catchy we want to make this. You know, imagine a community where residents know each other's names and have genuine connections with one another. It's the same story about, you know, knowing everybody on your road. And if your kid goes and stays out too late at night, the neighbor down the street will scold them and tell them, listen, your mom doesn't want you to be out this late, go home. You know, it's that kind of a theory. And this idea, you know, is what's projected to us, and, you know, we think of this as a normal community, and it lives in some of our memories and some of our dreams. PaCES wants to encourage everyone to move to that vision. We can do this, and we can have a county-wide effort, because this will improve the life of every child, every family, and every neighborhood across Surry County.
So our next pillar that we built this program upon was geographic impact. What we're really looking for is we want positive experiences in people's localized communities. And so one of the ways we had went about doing that is we have organized these different experiences, these different opportunities, creative outlets that children can experience by their elementary school districts. It's something that's easy to look up. It's something easy for both parents and youth to identify with. And the reason we did that is we often find a lot of these experiences or events happening in municipalities, but the reality is that everything that goes on in, say, the city limits of Pilot really isn't applicable to those in Westfield, or the things going on in Mount Airy and Dobson don't really reach the people in Deep Mountain Park or Deep Shoals. And so what we're really calling upon is for those community partners, those community anchors, to step up and create just little events, whether it's something like an art camp, or if it's just something for people to get together and enjoy, whether it be a church who just hosts a small dinner, or whether it's a Ruritan club who invites people to come out and manage the community park. Whatever those kind of experiences might look like, we just want them to be local and within literal reach of the families that are in those localized communities.
I am talking about the outcomes, what we want to see happen with this project, what we want to see change in our environment. We really want to change the landscape. We want to invoke change that is real for the kids and is real for the families. We want to improve their long-term outcomes. What we need from the community is to know, when we talk about the idea or the ideal of a tight-knit community, what does that mean to you? Because we need that for our kids. Our kids need that. They are living in a time of unprecedented challenges for their age group. There are things that we need to conquer that are impacting our kids. We need people for that. We need human connection. We need heart. We need compassion. We need each other.
Good morning, Delia.
Good morning.
Can you tell us what we're doing today?
So today we're at Mount Airy Middle School. We're working with Reese Community Center Summer Camp and SCOSAR and the Children's Center. And today we're going to be doing kindness rocks. We have everything set up. But yeah, I'm so excited. We're going to be painting rocks today and working with some kids.
How old are the kids?
They range from 10 to approximately 17.
Okay.
But yeah, so middle school, high school age range.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Of course. Bye.
Bye.
My name is Ian Gallimore. I'm here with Reach Community Center working the summer adventure camp. And today the campers are painting kindness rocks with SCOSAR. And I think that this is a really good thing because it allows the kids, to inspire other people. Like we're going to put them on the trail later. It allows them to inspire others with their kind words, and it makes them feel good to help boost others up.
Hey, my name's Caleb. I'm working with Mount Airy Parks and Rec, partnering in the summer adventure education camp with Mount Airy City Schools. We're doing programs with the Children's Center and SCOSAR, and this is important because it's getting the kids out during the summer instead of staying inside at home playing on the phones and stuff. We're getting them out networking, making new friends, getting to do all kinds of different things, getting out in our community and experiencing summer the way summer should be experienced as a kid.
Hey, my name is Eric Jessup, and I'm with Mount Airy Parks and Rec Summer Adventure Camp, as you can see on our shirt. And we're partnering with SCOSAR today. SCOSAR is here with us helping interacting with our kids. We're doing kindness rocks and just doing whatever happiness makes them happy. They're putting on the rock and then they'll gather them together. So thank you SCOSAR and Children's Center for coming out today and helping us out with this.
And why do you think that's super important for these kids?
Well, on a lot of different levels, but I mean, really, you get interaction with the SCOSAR and the Children's Center. Really helps to interact with our youth. These are all middle school kids, very impressionable age, and so it's great to try to reach them at a young age. It's very important.
For more information on PaCES, please contact Surry County Office of Substance Abuse Recovery at 336-401-8268.